You got intros, yeah? You got this.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me? Wow. Yeah. Hey, guess what? It's your favorite day of the week. It's Bins Day. Yes, and it's your favorite people too. It's
But them's the
Mikey.
breaks.
It's Mikey over there in space.
In space.
In space, floating around in space, where he enjoys the view. Um,
Working on my spore
and
drive,
yeah,
nothing big.
yeah, something's got to happen. I mean, if you're gonna do it right. I have to say. And then
I just want Captain Burnham to come save us.
just well, I
Please.
mean, there's
Please.
there's a little bit of time travel involved,
Please.
and
Please come
there
save us.
there could always. I mean, how many times in Star Trek have they time traveled to about our time period? Yeah.
Well, if they can go back to the 20s to solve a fucking Dick Tracy murder mystery, they can come here and fucking sort out our climate change. Please and thank you.
Oh yeah. Speaking of climate change, I'm currently experiencing a heat wave over here.
Well, that's because you're in Wile E. Coyote's desert.
We actually are in a desert. California is a desert. While the
Southern
rest of
California.
where the rest of the world is experiencing um, extreme water and snow and flooding and all that, um, we are dying of heat, just like our friends in the UK have experienced recently. We're actually in a heat wave right now, so that's been fun. I am currently like sweating. There's like a layer of sweat on me. I made some iced tea because
That's a lot of bourbon.
it and it's on the rocks.
She threw a couple ice cubes
Because
in there so it looked like tea.
you know what, I gotta keep it chilled, or it's too hot.
You got to get the chilling cube so it doesn't water down the drink.
I actually have some of those. I have the steel ones, and then
Yeah.
I have the granite ones.
Is it me or does it make your drink taste a little bit funny?
It's a little bit funny.
They say you can't taste it. I can taste it.
The steel is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't quite leach in, but those granite rocks
Yeah.
do. So those are for if you're just like you just want to
pinch.
You just need to plop some in and then go for it. Plus you have to clean them afterwards, and it's really horrible.
Big ploppers in this house.
Yeah.
By the way, don't put them in the dishwasher because they will taste like dishwasher forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Whatever that smell of dishwasher, that's what they taste like forever.
Yeah. Rotting food.
You did it wrong. Right now, you're supposed to say the Bin Podcast, the first podcast to.
The first podcast. Oh crap. I have to think about these things.
I know. That's why
this is the new thing.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't been cheating. I haven't been writing mine down. That's all off the cuff.
How about this? You'd like it?
Okay.
Bid podcast, the first podcast ever to exceed. What's I wanted? God damn it! Oh, now I lost it.
Oh no! Exceed the speed of light.
Exceed the speed of light. That's okay.
In a 4-cylinder.
Oh. That could work. That could work around here.
Actually, we could probably do that. You can slow down light really good, so we would exceed the speed of that light, those photons. Put them in some of that weird gel stuff they have.
Oh no! Oh no! Read the chat.
Oh no. Oh well, actually, the room is locked. So sorry. Wish we could get you in here with some of the space we had available, but we just don't have any available space.
Nope. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. We are
room party's locked. I'd have to do layout and NDI.
we have exceeded our limit.
We went over our data this month.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, so we've got a heat wave going on here in California. And so it's actually really important. I know it sucks, but like we got to conserve energy because the people who desperately need things like the air conditioning on at all times, like children and elderly, we definitely need to conserve our energy. So if you're in California, make sure that you turn off those lights, you keep your doors closed so that you don't have the AC going at full blast and unnecessarily.
So my mom was right. I was cooling off all the outdoors. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So we got to keep that all in inside.
I'm not cooling all of creation. She's so mad. She's so mad at us.
Damn it. Yeah. Hey. Should we go into it? Because speaking of climate change.
Yes. Let's speak.
Let's speak of climate change.
God damn it. I pushed the button and it doesn't button. Alright, Stream Deck, you're being put on notice.
Oh!
It didn't do the thing again.
Oh.
Why you keep tricking me?
Why you no work?
There we go. Alright, it should be working now. You see it? Everybody see it? Yes, in the chat.
See? I see it on my... on your screen.
Okay, now it's on the feed. Okay, now we can proceed. Make sure it worked.
In the South, and warnings to residents of Mississippi's biggest city to get out before a major river crest. Trevor Ault is in Brandon, Mississippi with more on this. Good morning, Trevor.
What up, Trev?
Good morning, Cecilia. So this is the aftermath of all that extreme rain that we saw a week ago. I mean, you see the floodwaters rising up on the street. We got rocks in the middle of it. And in fact, on Friday, we were way down there and police showed up and said we needed to leave immediately because we were about to be underwater, and it sure looks like they were right. But today, we can give you a look at the problem here from our drone. So this is the Barnett Reservoir and its spillway here. With all that rainfall, this thing is filled to the brim, and officials are trying to carefully release the water if they can, but it's just roaring in. You see this at 60,000 cubic feet per second, and now the entire
60,000 cubic feet? Let me look up. Let me just pull up another window here.
Jesus.
What? How big is an Olympic swimming pool? Oh God. Olympic swimming pool volume. So it's doing a Olympic swimming pool every 11 seconds. Holy shit.
That's a lot.
Olympic swimming pools are big. Like you think like your neighborhood like YMCA pool. Okay, that's a half.
Yeah.
That's like the length is half. And then all the Olympic ones are like I think 8 feet and then to 10 feet or something like that. They're just deeper to make it competitive. But that's insane. Insane. Whoa, I lost it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Nope. I do it on the same one.
The other one. The other one. There you go. Nailed it.
Higher area surrounding the spillway is underwater. Off in the distance there, you see that building has basically become a raft here. This is the fear for more than 100 homes that are downriver. The mayor's been telling those residents for days.
Yeah, Brennan, let's back this shot up. I want you to rate that
as... Oh, no!
You're making me do this. I mean, you're a drone expert. Let's check out the... I mean, just treat it like... I mean, could you have done better? I mean, is this Brenna quality work?
So it's good
our drone. So this is the
Close
Barnett Reservoir and its spillway here. With all that rainfall, this thing is filled to the brim.
I like the lighting on it because I can see sort of the reflection. That's really nice. The way that they are actually elevating and turning as well as moving forward. That's skill right there. So I bet it's just one person doing it. So that takes some skill, and it's not too fast, which is really important because if you spin it too quickly, it can make people sick.
Yes.
So that was a good. I give that a 8.5 out of 10.
Damn.
Those warnings. Thank you so much, Trevor.
So if you ever looking for work there, guy, Brenna said 8 out of 10. You can put that on your CV.
You can do that. That's pretty good. So, well, there's more to this story, though, Mikey.
Oh, yeah?
This is not just about the extreme weather in Mississippi, but the effects of extreme weather in Mississippi. What does extreme weather entail?
What do you mean with the flooding and the rain and all that
With
stuff?
all that flooding, what happens? What happened in Mississippi?
Their water is no longer drinkable.
It basically destroyed their water treatment plants. They have like 2. Destroyed it. Which means, you know, the lovely drinkable water that I get to make my ice out of, right? My iced tea.
Iced tea.
They don't have that. They literally do not have drinkable water. And what's sad about this whole thing is, so Jackson, Mississippi, what percentage of black to white residents are there?
I think it's like 85-15.
It's pretty high black population. So, because all the rich white people left, from the news that I watched last night, it was basically when integration in Mississippi happened.
Yep.
The 70s and the 80s, a bunch of rich white people left because they didn't like black people, apparently. But they're not racist, Mikey.
No.
They're not racist. No, they're not.
They believe in separate but equal.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. But it's not racist to leave a area based solely on the fact that your schools were integrated. I mean, so
I'm trying to get out of the country for almost the same reason.
Exactly.
They're trying to make us go to school with Americans. I won't have it. No. Americans are the worst.
Americans are the worst. So high black population. Mississippi, which guess what? They don't do enough in Mississippi. They don't tax people enough in Mississippi.
Why would they need
You're
tax
welcome,
money?
by the way, all these under taxed states. We help you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here. I don't know if it has by city, but
Probably not.
And this is actually probably really informative for our people across the pond.
Yeah.
So this is from worldpopulationreview.com. I'll just find the census one after this.
Yeah.
They usually just steal the stuff from the census and make their own website anyway.
Yeah.
But it says, according to the
Sorry.
most recent ACS, the racial composition of Mississippi, no space, was 58% white. So for a state's population to be like less than 75 to 80% white means it's barely any, like, it'll be hard to find white people. You know what I mean? Like, it's that's so low compared to like everywhere. I think I was on Dig last night and we were looking up Idaho, and it's 98.2% white.
Oh my. Well.
98.2. So I think like, and then
That makes sense.
when there was like a 2% or like native population, there's like 0.8% black and other stuff. I was like, geez.
Yeah. It's so you're looking at a predominantly black area, right? Not very many white people in Jackson, Mississippi itself.
Yeah.
And which means that the governor is not going to be spending any money on making sure their infrastructure is up to date, up to par. When flooding happens and you have no water treatment plants, you have bad pipes, it all goes to hell. And so you're dealing with a population that does not have access to clean water. Like they stopped boiling water because it was just so unsanitary. There was lead. There was dirt. There's other contamination that's going on that's seeping into any sort of water supply because the water treatment plants aren't working. So you don't even
washed away.
Because so not only do you have nasty floodwater coming in from the various rivers, because they're probably not being maintained either. You have water treatment plants that can't treat water. What are you going to get? You're going to get a load of shitty water. And I'm not saying shitty water is bad water. I'm saying shitty water is shit in the water.
Yeah.
You're not going to drink that. You're not going to bathe that. You're not going to wash your dishes in that. You're not going to wash your kids in that.
No.
And then they're like, here's some bottled water.
And they're out of bottled water. That lasts them a day.
Yeah. And from last night's news that I watched, it said that the part of the our infrastructure bill that Biden has implemented, he wants to support this making sure that they can get this water treatment plant up and get that. The governor says, oh, we need more money than that. Like they need, they were saying upwards of like $1 billion for infrastructure, and Biden was only giving them like 3/4 of that. This is a big problem because when climate deniers are in charge of the climate crisis, you're going to get nothing in return. Absolute nothing in return. Mississippi is a red state. It is run by Republicans, climate deniers, people who do not believe that anything can help prevent mass flooding in their state. That's why they don't put any money. That's why they don't tax anybody, and they don't put any money into actually keeping the infrastructure there, reducing the climate impact, because we are in a crisis. And I feel horrendous that this population in Mississippi has to deal with that. And this isn't the only, isn't the only place that is dealing with all this. Texas, remember Texas last year?
Yep.
That they were frozen? That's because climate deniers are in charge of their climate crisis. So.
And don't worry, the corporations will take care of your utilities. They'll do the right thing.
Oh yeah, shut off.
Have fun with that. Have fun with that $7,000 electric bill for last night because you had your heat on.
Well, and according to the residents in Jackson, Mississippi, they still have to pay for their water.
No.
They still have a water bill.
You can take that bill and shove it up your ass because there ain't no way.
This was the same thing that happened in Flint, right?
Yep.
They couldn't drink their water. They couldn't bathe in their water. They couldn't do anything with it. They couldn't wash their clothes in that water, and yet they were still paying for it.
Because if you don't pay your water bill, what can they do to your house? Take it.
Yeah. And then in Texas, when they shut off all their energy, they were still paying for energy that they weren't using. This is a big problem when corporations run utilities.
Yeah.
And we here in California realized that about 10 years ago. And although we do not have a state utility for energy, at least, we have heavy regulation. And so the shit that happened in Northern California with all the fires that were started by all these nasty, unkempt power lines and stuff, they went hard on them and they sued them. And that's why they're actually taking care of this shit. And that's why they're working on them right now just in my neighborhood, because the state just like, you can't falter, and because people die.
And as much as I will never carry water for the Democratic Party, the Green New Deal is the Green New Deal. We need some fucking infrastructure around here, because we were at war with this person and protecting ourselves against that person. We let a lot of shit slide, and it's showing. We let our like medical response teams fall by the wayside because there was nothing going on, and there's all this more important shit to worry about, and we have to take. Yeah. Well, you can only juggle so many balls at once, and they're starting to hit the ground now.
Yeah.
So there's no reason we couldn't have been hiring people to fix this. Like, it needs an overhaul, a complete overhaul, because this is not going to be the largest flood that they have. The more and more, you know what I'm saying, the more rain we get, the more the climate's disrupted. And whether, like, it's been raining all summer here. Like, the grass never went yellow all summer.
We haven't had any rain. We had one day where there was rain.
I haven't watered shit. I don't water the fucking grass. That is the sweet Lord above's fucking job. If that grass dies, the grass dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's yards have been green all summer long. No, I haven't seen a single person watering their yard.
And we're over here going, we're in a water crisis over here. We're in a heat wave over here. And it's so interesting the way that there's such a huge shift in climate change, that the climate has changed so drastically just over the last 10 years, where these places such as Texas, Mississippi, even places like Georgia, they don't have the infrastructure to take care of themselves in these types of crises, in the hurricanes, tropical storms, the flooding, the snowstorm, even over here in the lack thereof of water. We don't have rain. I believe actually they just said that our reservoirs are actually filling up again because of what's happening in the rest of the world, or the rest of the country at least. It's amazing how quickly it's been changing, and it's changed so much that nobody knows. I remember years ago, my aunt lives in Oklahoma, right? So what, about 10, 15 years ago, they started fracking in Oklahoma. Had no idea what to expect from it. There were earthquakes every single day because of the fracking. They do not have the same standards for building we have in California, because California, we have earthquake standards, right?
Right.
Because we have one of the largest faults in the world, the San Andreas. So we are, when somebody says, "Oh, there was an earthquake," we go, "Great!" Like, did you pick up the plates from off the ground? Like, but then you have a place like Oklahoma, which has never experienced earthquakes before. They have no idea what to do with that. They have no infrastructure for earthquakes. They don't even have earthquake insurance. They were having to buy earthquake insurance that they just started offering in the state because of the fracking and the earthquakes that caused that. So we're going to see things like this, in which where places that are not used to extreme changes in weather, in their climate, they're not prepared. They aren't prepared for flooding. They aren't prepared for freezing. they aren't prepared for hurricanes in these places because that's not what was there 50 years ago. We know that the oceans are going to rise. These places on the coast, including here in California, we're not ready for that. Oceanfront property is going to be a completely different thing.
So what, instead of calling it oceanfront, what we're going to say is beach ready. You have a beach ready 2-bedroom little scuba shack.
Do you guys know the story of Atlantis? Like, that's what's gonna happen here very quickly. Is that we're just gonna have.
You mean El Dorado, the city of gold?
No. Atlantis.
They're the same. They're the same in my eyes.
Or if you're a fan of Futurama, Atlanta. You know, Atlanta went under the water.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Hi,
so
Faye. Oh, Faye's got some stuff from the chat. Faye says, I have a sister in Oklahoma. England wasn't ready for the heat wave. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because Wayne is in there perspiring quite ferociously, and it's because their houses aren't built in a way to accommodate for heat and cold. Like, say what you will about Chicagoland, but we build damn good houses out here because we have to take the very hot, the very colds, and wind like you wouldn't believe. Like, but I don't know how our houses would do in like an earthquake.
Right.
So if they start,
you currently don't have to be graded for earthquakes. We in California have to. Everything has to be graded for earthquakes. That's because that's what we're used to.
Right.
If you had an earthquake in Chicago, who the hell knows what's going to happen?
There is a small fault line, so we've had a couple up here, but nothing over like a 2.
Not like the North Ridge.
Yeah.
Which destroyed our freeways. I remember that day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right, real quick story. So, I'm going to a new high school, right? I'm a freshman. This is my first week of high school, and something happened where, like I was late to a class, or I did something. I was talking to a counselor or something. I was late for a class, and the teacher didn't care, and he gave me a detention for being late. And I was like, all right, whatever. Fucking. That's my first day, guy. Like, give me a fucking break here. Nope, gave me a detention. So I'm sitting in the fucking detention, and I'm just sitting there, and then like all of the chairs and everything just starts fucking, because we're in the cafeteria, so like everything is fucking just moving. I'm like, and no one fucking lifts a head, no one fucking does it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Wow.
The fucking room is shit. There's a fucking quarry next door. I didn't realize.
Did it collapse?
No, it was just.
Oh, it's just normal.
They just blast, but they wait till the kid. They wait till the kids are out of school. So, but I was there after school because I got a detention.
And you
and
had
I don't
no
live
idea.
And I don't live in this city. I live like 2 towns over. So I'm like,
wow.
I'm in there freaking out like motherfucking earthquake, and didn't nobody fucking flinch? No one moves a muscle?
That's
what the
so
fuck
scary,
place
though.
is this? But it was just I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you're not used to that, it's scary.
And no one batted an eye, so I was like, do as the Romans do, I guess. We just earthquake the hell. I don't know.
Jesus.
Good times.
So the Northridge earthquake that happened in 2004 was, let's see, what's the scale on this one? Does it say? Tell me that it's a say.
100
so it was
on the Richter.
So it's in Northridge, so that's Los Angeles. So it's not too far from where I live. So we actually felt it I was awoken, like, because it happened. When did it happen? It happened like, trying to get the Yeah, so it happened at 4:30 in the morning. And I was sleeping on the couch. My mom and I we watched TV and then just fell asleep on the couch, right? My mom grabbed me and threw me to the side because I was sleeping underneath the window.
And that's bad.
Yeah. So she grabbed me and threw me away, like threw me to the side. And then we ran underneath the table. Because that's what you do. The cat, of course, was already underneath the table.
Cat was like,
cats
dibs.
are smart.
Dibs.
So it was a 6.7 magnitude.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that doesn't scale like 1 or 2 is 1 stronger than 1 and 3 is 1 stronger than 2. Like it's like a magnitude.
It is exponential.
Yeah.
So a 4, between a 4 and a 5, it's like thousands.
Right.
Of difference. So, and then so this says it's a blind thrust type. So, because there's different types.
A blind thrust, you say? Mm-hmm.
Blind thrust.
Why is everything in science dirty?
Have you ever met a scientist?
Everything is so sexually charged. A lot of sexually charged particles on it.
A scientist before.
Oh, real quick, Faye also says she's been there and she's from Madera County, California.
Oh.
Sounds like you know where that is.
Yeah. So when your infrastructure is not set up for these types of massive changes, you're gonna see catastrophic events like this, where it's not just, hey, there's tons of flooding,
right,
and things are gonna be really wet. It's things as simple as drinking water is non-existent. Things as simple as getting food is non-existent. Any type of warmth is non-existent. So, I mean, we saw this in Katrina.
Yep.
You know, decade and a half ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago now.
It was a long time ago. And then from that point on, we've just seen the failure of preparing the world for these kind of changes. And you're right about, like, England's not ready for it because they're used to being cold and damp.
Right.
And so they don't need air conditioning.
Right.
Because it's not part of what they've been doing for years. They don't
need furnaces in Texas.
They don't. It's just there's certain things that, you know, they're not prepared for.
Yeah.
So, and you know, we have Wayne who's doing the Lord's work, trying to get people, you know, safely insulated and all energy efficient, because this shit is gonna kick their ass.
I don't know, Wayne. The only footage I've seen is Wayne just going to people's houses, just drilling holes all over the place, just putting holes in all their walls. No,
it's insulated now, I swear.
Sir, do you know what insulate means? You're just adding holes. That's the opposite of insulating, I think. You put 16 holes in the glass windows in the front of my house. What is that for? Don't you worry, precious.
We got it. Don't worry. I got this.
Speaking of things that are precious, there are very few precious moments this year.
There's nothing better than
this is so filled with Schadenfreude.
There's so much in what happened last night. There's 1,001 things we can talk. We can talk the entire time about this particular race. So, y'all remember Sarah Palin?
I can see Russia from my backyard, my porch.
See Russia from my house. So Sarah Palin, for some god-awful reason, decided that she was going to run for Congress. And what's his name?
Them's the breaks.
Oh no. Don Young, who was the only congressman from Alaska, Republican, got his seat in 1973.
Damn.
And had that seat until he recently passed away. So of course you have to hold a special election for that, because I think there are certain, you can't appoint, there's certain positions you can't appoint for. So Congress is, even though it's a statewide, because there's one.
The same thing happened with Obama.
Yeah. Well, that was a.
We had in Illinois, we had a special election because his seat was suddenly vacated.
For what reason? I wonder.
Precedent.
Yeah. So in this case, there was a special election that held. So it's only until the end of the year, until the new session starts, right? But so for some awful reason, Sarah Palin decided that she wanted to run for that seat.
Yeah.
Because apparently she thinks she's popular.
Hell yeah. Everybody loves her.
Which is really funny, because her ex-in-laws actually fundraise for her Republican opponent.
Damn, it'd be
That's how much.
It'd be your own people.
Her ex-in-laws didn't even believe in her.
Man.
So that should tell you a whole hell of a lot about what because it may be that she's going to run again for the permanent seat in November, but I would say just offhand, that's stupid. That's beyond Sarah Palin style stupid.
That's
And
pulling a full Palin.
I don't say that lightly, but because first thing they did ranked choice, which means she wasn't even enough people's second choice.
She got second, I think.
She needed to be more people's second choice than her opponent in order to get it, and it didn't. So the person who ended up winning that seat, that statewide Congress congressional seat, where it was held by a Republican for almost 50 odd years, was the Democrat Mary Peltola, who is actually a native Alaskan, which will be the first native Alaskan ever in Congress.
Which just sounds odd.
It sounds strange considering how long Alaska has. I know it's the shortest amount that's been a state, but that's still, what is it, 70, 80 years since Alaska became a state. And not a single one of those individuals representing has been a native Alaskan. So that really does show you how long this has been and how different that particular state is looking at themselves. The fact that this woman ran on democratic values of choice, of climate action, of workers, and of sustainable fishing. Like, that was her thing, because in Alaska, fishing is a major part of the economy.
I think they're having some sort of a salmon drought.
Yeah, so she ran on those kind of things. She didn't have to back down and be semi-Republican or middle. She kept on that. Oh God.
Fix your
I'm
mic,
trying to
you wanker.
talk here. I don't need you right now. Who let you in?
I thought I locked it. That's my fault.
I told you I'd break in.
All right.
Yeah, fix your mic.
Anyway. So this woman who's now in the, she won the special election. She's gonna run again in November for the permanent seat. But this could be a huge game change for Alaska, where Alaska has been very conservative because they have oil up there.
Yep.
Because they have things like hunting and fishing, which are predominantly conservative parts of their economy. But where she won because she said, hey, you guys actually believe in this stuff and you need to vote that way. So if Palin runs again for this seat, she could lose dramatically. I know it's a special election and it's really not, there's even fewer voters for special elections, but this could be a big thing. And she's a native. So that is huge. Huge.
We got some comments from YouTube. What up, Mark Caesar? Apparently in Europe, it has been shown that governments with more women in them run countries better. Everyone should learn from that. And from Faye, we are going to have to invest and rebuild green, sustainable infrastructure ASAP. Word.
Yep.
Spend the money. Spend the cash.
I'm going to interject and push back against that comment. We have the incoming Liz Truss. If you want to see someone fuck up a country, just sit tight and wait.
So when we bring up the first native woman to ever win a seat in Alaska, your answer is Truss.
Yeah.
No. The comment was women who run countries in Europe do better, and my pushback was Liz Truss is terrible. She's a terrible candidate. She's a terrible incumbent, and
but them's the breaks.
Yeah. Cheers, Boris. Come back, please.
Oh no!
I will ruffle your own fucking hair.
You did us with the George W. Bush stuff when Trump was in.
It's
just bring Bush back. I don't
God
care.
damn! At least he's a crazy we can trust.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a normal type of bad Republican.
But
I'm telling you now. You wait for Liz Truss's first comment to America. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Love.
Mark
Leave
says
it.
maybe not all women, and then Faye says Liz Truss is a complete moron, but she's not as bad as Priti Patel.
Oh no, Priti Patel is she's the Asian version of an Uncle Tom, if you will.
But them's the breaks.
She's just she's basically trying to be as hard as she can on migrants that are brown.
Wait a second. Isn't Priti Patel brown?
Yes.
So it can't be racism, right, Mikey?
Speaking of Brexit.
Mikhail Gorbachev is one of those people who changed the world and unquestionably changed it for the better. When you look at what he did to make Europe whole, free, to give freedom to the countries of the former Soviet Union, it was a quite extraordinary thing. And of course, Mikhail Gorbachev is one of those people who triggered a series of changes that perhaps he didn't anticipate. Maybe he paid his own political price for it. But when history is written, he will be, I think, one of the authors of fantastic change for the better in the world. And what I worry about today is that the current leadership in Moscow is intent on undoing the good that Mikhail Gorbachev did, and is intent on a
you mean like
revanchist attempt, a revenge-driven attempt to recreate that Soviet empire. And you're seeing that in Ukraine today, and that's the tragedy. It's something that I think Mikhail Gorbachev would have thought was absolutely unthinkable and unwarranted and irrational.
What has Boris done for the war in Ukraine? What has he done?
No, the thing that's sticking in my craw right now, because that's the first time I've seen that footage. Him sitting there talking about Gorbachev as in him bringing Europe together. What the fuck have you been trying to do for the last 5 years, you little prick? Separate us.
Burying the lead.
From Europe.
Burying the lead. I know you're horny to be mad at him. I know. I can feel your raging hate boner through the screen.
Them's the breaks.
I can feel the pulsating veins thrusting.
But it's the hypocrisy of it all.
It doesn't. I get it. This is about Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Calm down about Boris. All right,
Mikey. Do you know you feel like to me right now? In Saving Private Ryan, that
here we go.
That German soldier that's slowly pushing a knife into the geezer's chest and telling him to shush. That's how I feel right now.
Obscure.
I know you're angry.
Everybody go ahead and mark the obscure Wayne reference on your bingo cards. Very obscure reference from a 2002 film. About 7 seconds of it. 7 seconds out of a 15-hour movie.
Right.
A 7-day movie.
But you get my point.
Sure. Mark says, I don't subscribe to his point of view. It's such an ignorant thing to do. Yeah, I get it. But Gorbachev, tell me what y'all know about Gorbachev, because I know very little. I don't remember the USSR. It was dissolved. Like, I think the wall came down in 87. I was born in
89.
89.
Okay, so I was
89, and you had David Hasselhoff singing on top of it.
The Hoff.
Yeah. Gorbachev was the guy that was portrayed in Rocky 4. Have you seen Rocky 4? Is that another obscure reference for you?
I don't watch Rocky movies.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why would I watch a Rocky movie?
For the training montage, Mikey.
It's the best soundtrack of any 80s film ever.
Here we go. Here comes the... All right, mark down hyperbole. If you guys had hyperbole, you can go ahead and throw that
obscure reference.
Oh, he's got a wrestling T-shirt. Mark that square.
There we go.
Wayne's over there filling out the charts today.
I think you'll find it says Hulkawania.
Oh my God!
It's even worse.
Oh my God!
It's even worse.
What? If you had the bonus square of personalized wrestling merch, then you get 2 squares today.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'll tell you for why. My mate Scott, who did our merch, made this for me for Christmas because he knew I was a wrestling nerd. And when I was running in here to set up, the only thing I could grab was this because I was wearing one of my work T-shirts, which had my work branding on. I was like, shit, can't put that on. So I just quickly chucked this on. But
anyway,
welcome to
Gorbachev.
Yeah, the thing is, in the 80s, there was so much pressure to end the Cold War. Maggie Thatcher and your man Reagan were just such an overwhelming force, and they were doing Maggie Thatcher flexed with the Falkland Islands. Ronald Reagan had all the stuff that was going on with the countries in South America. So it was inevitable that the Cold War had to end in the way that it did. The Iron Curtain had to fall. And Gorbachev was kind of like, a bit like, you know what, we're fucked. Yeah, we're knocking it on the head. And then with today's iteration of Russian politics, Putin being a KGB guy was like, no, we're double R bastards. We're taking it back. You know, so you've seen the interventions that they've had in neighbouring states, and especially with what's going on in Ukraine. So I think it's kind of that is an ego thing, and that's like he didn't even attend his funeral and said he was too busy. That was his actual reason. I'm too busy.
Well, he ain't got time for that.
Well, wasn't that like Gorbachev was working with Putin and saying, "Hey, look, we need an actual democracy. You can't just crown yourself president for life." And ever since then, they've never gotten along. So it's no shock that Putin said no to Gorbachev, even though for the latter half of the Cold War and the Soviet Union, Gorbachev was in charge. He was president. He was, calling all the shots, and everybody hated him because he bowed down to the Western world, right? Because it fell. Because nothing was working.
Well,
they had no money. They had no resources.
You had literal bread lines.
Yeah.
It wasn't
working.
No.
And so they had no choice but to just get the Soviet Union down and separate it back.
And as the only member of the BIM podcast that has actually been to Russia, it's a weird place. It's a very.
Do we know if Zhartan's been to Russia? He strikes me as he probably had a couple of weekends there. A couple of weekends in one night, one of those kind of deals.
Something that you black out one place and you wake up in another.
He started in Sweden and they were on snowmobiles. 14 bottles of vodka later.
No, he was on the ship with the flying ghosts, right?
No, Zhartan went there with the Demogorgon. He was in that same prison.
Oh, the Demogorgon prison from Stranger Things. American.
Exactly. So, Mikey, is that a more relevant reference?
I mean, it's from this century, so that's good.
You prick.
It's a start.
Wow.
You saw it when it was first released, so there you go.
Fair those.
The original release.
But yeah, apparently.
By the way, before we move on to the funnier parts of society these days, I wanna say, yesterday, Wayne, 25 years since the death of Princess Diana.
You mean the assassination? Sorry. Sorry.
Alleged.
I didn't. No, I just had a very severe cough there. That sounded like
it's dry. It's dry there. I know.
Hey, Wayne, look out your door. There's a floral truck. They're doing a late night delivery for you, big guy.
Oh, there's a boys reference there.
Just step on out. Just open the door, man. Just open the door. Take these flowers.
Just crowbarring that in there. Well done. And yes, by the way, I have been bullied into watching The Boys.
And you're loving it. You're fucking. Look at the smile.
I'm enjoying it.
There's no proof you've been bullied.
I've got text. I can prove it.
My account got hacked.
I'm coming with receipts.
My account got hacked. I don't know what that is. I wasn't able to log in during that time.
There wasn't any threat or violence. No, that was a joke.
Yeah, well, them's the breaks.
Yeah.
But them's the breaks.
But no, I'm enjoying The Boys. But no, getting back to your point, Brenner. 25 years, yeah. Where has that time gone?
I don't know.
It's mad.
Just like,
child. I remember I was working. I was doing like agency work for like a printer's and on repeat was "Candle in the Wind" by Elton John. And then all the talk was like, "Oh, wasn't it terrible? Wasn't it terrible?" And then probably about 6 months later, all the conspiracy theories started coming out. Because it wasn't instant, because everyone was still like mourning and just trying to get their heads around it. But then all the conspiracies started coming out. It's like, oh, she was going out with a Muslim. Oh, the driver was plied with booze. The paparazzi were paid agents. All this kind of stuff. And nothing will ever come out because the royal family are more protected than the Kennedys. They get, well, let's just look at Prince Andrew for one.
Jeez, it's not.
Not if I don't have to.
Yeah, I don't want to. You can't make.
No, but things happen and then things go away. Yeah. Things happen in the media and then things go away. So.
Well, I mean, the media, like they crushed her. I mean.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Absolutely. Because she rejected the establishment. She was basically the Meghan Markle of the day.
Exactly, and you know, she was in front of everything, and she was shaking hands with HIV positive patients when nobody would touch them. That is somebody who really does care about people, and she cared about people, and that's what the media hated. They hated that she was caring and then loving,
and she understood the fact that she's not going to get AIDS from shaking hands with people.
And can I say something? And I've said this for years. Princess Diana was a beautiful person, gorgeous, and we didn't. You know, she was not just, I mean, she's just beautiful, she was intelligent, and she was kind, and that is something that little girls, including, you know, me, you look at that kind of stuff and you say, look, she's not just a pretty face, she's not just a princess, she's a good person, and she's a good-hearted person, and the media just destroyed her because she was a beauty. She was intelligent. She was out there. Even after the divorce and stuff, she was out there. She was she was in her bikinis, hanging out. But her children, her boys, they pick their wives very specifically.
Yeah.
So that they reflected what their mother was, and it's remarkable.
Harry, getting married to Meghan was again a thumbing of the nose to the British media and the British establishment, because everyone expects them to behave in a certain way, and if you do not behave in a certain way, then they're going to go through absolutely everything to bring you down. Now, if you say to anyone about Meghan Markle in this country, there'll be certain people that won't give a monkeys, but the other people will have a very, very strong opinion about her. Oh, she's taken him away. She's controlled, and she's doing this, she's doing that, which is exactly the same way that they spoke about Diana in a sort of latter years post divorce. And yet Kate Middleton, again, I'm calling her Kate Middleton. It's not Kate Middleton, she's Kate Windsor, right? But I've been propagandized to say that's her name. But the way that she's behaved is lauded. Oh, look how well behaved she is. Look what she's doing. Oh, isn't she great? She's cutting ribbons. She's shaking hands. She's doing this. Meghan Markle goes to a shop. Look at this disgusting display of arrogance.
Oh, I like it. Wasn't Meghan Markle who was told was wearing the same dress like 3 days? Like,
yep. Oh,
the same coat.
Oh,
like
the baby
for a
bump.
week.
The baby bump thing is the best one.
No. God.
Right? There's a picture. There's two contrasting stories, and I believe it's in the Daily Mail. Of
hold on, real quick.
Kate Middleton.
Hold on. Mark Caesar says, "Is it possible that Harry used Meghan to escape from the royal family?"
Possibly. Yeah. There's a narrative that's not been.
Mark Caesar, a man on the street, coming in with the hot beats.
And now back to Trisha Takanawa in the studio.
Them's the breaks.
But I've lost my train of thought now.
Yeah.
So the thing does my
baby
fucking
bump
nutty.
thing. Yeah,
the baby bump story. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me find it, because it is the hypocrisy of the two things.
I think I kind of get it.
Basically,
I get it.
The media say how beautiful it is. Look at Kate caressing her tummy, like a wanting mother. And then Meghan Markle does exactly the same thing. And the language that's deployed, is this some sort of LA new regime?
Trend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's deplorable.
Weird. I want to say something quick about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They just recently adopted a rescue beagle. Which
they're your neighbors, aren't they?
Pretty much. They're in LA. A few months ago, there was a Virginia breeding facility was illegally breeding beagles for to sell to labs for testing.
Yeah.
So part of their sentence, because they got sued, was to release all these beagles for adoption. So they went across the country, and these like 4,000 plus beagles were sent to various adoption agencies. So our adoption agency, the one that I volunteer at, Priceless Pets, we got 200. We just got another round of 200 beagles yesterday. But Meghan and Harry actually adopted from the LA version. So I think it's like the Beagle Rescue or Beagle, some LA humane society kind of thing. So they actually adopted from the same group of beagles that were part of this Beagle Rescue effort, because they were breeding beagles for lab testing.
Mark nails it in the chat. Recycle your beagles. I mean, if you still got some tread on that beagle, don't just waste it.
They're so cute, beagles. So we're getting more beagles. So we had, for 200 beagles, we had 900 applicants for 200 beagles. So we're getting 200 more. So
I forgot to do something earlier.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Okay.
That's all I can play because YouTube gets mad at me.
Mikey, do you want to just put just to reiterate the point that I made earlier? I've just
so go over the point that you already went over. Yeah, let's do that, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
You know what I'm saying, mate.
We heard you, man. We got you. The baby bump. Do I have to pull up an article on the baby bump though?
No, I've just done it. I've just pulled it up.
That's what I'm saying. Now I gotta read an article about the baby. It's not that big a deal.
No, I'll read it. It's fine, Mikey. It's fine. You sit back. You sit back. It's fine.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
So Meghan Markle has been unfairly criticised for doing the same things her sister-in-law Kate Middleton is praised for.
This is 3 years ago, Wayne.
Yeah, but I'm trying. All right, I'll leave it.
Thank you. We're almost done. We're trying to end on a good note. You're late. We're done. We've been going forever in a day, so we're ready to go. We're ready to eat.
Bloody busy.
Brenna, I will let you.
Perfect. I will do this.
Parlay into our last story.
All right. So you guys know what baseball is? You have like this little ball, and then you throw it at a stick.
teen golf.
Punchy cricket.
So somebody throws a little ball, and then somebody else hits it with this big stick, and then you run around this diamond thing.
Diamonds?
Okay.
Is this science?
No, God no.
When do you get the diamonds? I want to play the baseball.
At the end.
Bring me the baseball. I want the diamonds.
So at this one game between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates, there was there's a like in the middle of the game they say like happy birthday or happy anniversary or happy retirement. Somebody pays $50 to have a little
get your message on the Jumbotron.
This little thing that nobody really cares about except for this one time. Just this past week. Mark, your friendship means the world to me. Let's not wreck it.
Oh, by the way, can I, as a side note, the Brewers are playing the Pirates.
Yes.
So the producers of the beer are playing the consumer.
Lord have mercy.
It's the most American names for baseball. Yeah. The Brewers, the Pirates. So poor Mark was probably at the game with a romantic possibility, and obviously this person, I'm not saying this person is male or female or non-binary, and not that type of person. That person decided that they wanted to quash any ideas about what that particular day at the park was, and friend zone this poor man Mark, and which is fine. Whatever they want, they get. But the
damn.
Yeah.
You know what this is, right? They just created a villain. This is This is someone's origin story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone is now going to be down in their basement.
Friend zone me.
They're gonna be down in the basement, building some contraption. Yeah. There's your fucking. There's your
burners in the corner. There's some cauldron.
There's your fucking montage. There's your Rocky montage. This motherfucker is building a fucking planet smasher as we speak because you just fucking roasted this motherfucker for no reason.
The
a super villain called Friend Zone.
They call me Dr. Platonic.
Oh no! Oh.
Wow.
Dr. Platonic is about to ruin Earth.
So Mark, out there, wherever you happen to be,
keep your head up, man.
We've just created a new incel.
You are worthy of love and romance, but not with this particular person. So please move on, find somebody else.
And if you paid for their ticket, I'm gutted for you, bruv.
Yeah.
Yo, if I bought her ticket, hold on. If I bought
you're down
her
$15. I'm sorry.
If I bought her ticket and then she spent $50 to get this shit on the Jumbotron, bitch, give me $35. Give me $35. I need to be made whole.
That person walked away after that. Like
you got $50. You got $50 to spend over there. I need my $50 for the trip. Also, give me the $35.
I hope Mark drove them there, and then Mark left.
Yeah.
Without the other party.
Yes,
yeah, you can Uber home is what you can do. I'm definitely if my wife did that, if my wife did that to me, she's definitely Ubering her ass back. I'm not driving you anywhere. How dare you?
Kristen, you can call me anytime.
And you know what? And she can't go to. Kristen's not allowed to go to Brewers games no more. I just declared it. Yeah. I can't risk it. I got too much to lose.
Brewers or Pirates?
Yeah, you can't go to neither. Baby, don't go to either one of them. Don't even try to go in. I'm calling all the stadiums.
Wow.
Putting you on a do not fly list. Don't get no jerseys. Nah. I'm throwing her glove
You
away.
become baseball fan real quick.
Damn, Mark.
Are there any weird names for curling teams?
Weird names for curling teams? No, you're named after your skip. So
What the hell is skip?
Skipper, captain.
The skip captain, the person who is in charge, who calls all the shots.
And there's like the Green Dragons, or
no, but if you go to like the fun, like if we're doing non-professional style, then you can kind of.
What is that?
What do you mean?
Where you just put the stones in a sock and just sling it down there.
No.
The ice is all uneven.
You guys asked me a question and I'd like to answer it, but you guys would rather just make fun of me.
Yeah, so. Wayne, stop.
Oh, you are not helping.
I didn't know who to help. I was trying to help. But what's the professional versus the non-professional?
Okay, so what we would call, professional would be the ones that are doing international competitions. So you would be named after the skip. So you would be Team Homan or Team, or like Wayne, Team Muirhead. So, so you would be named after that. If you were in, say, like a league like us, or you're playing in a Bonspiel or something, you can usually name your team whatever you want. So, such as my team, we are Pebble Without a Cause. So it's based on Rebel Without a Cause, but Pebble is part of it.
Okay.
We had a team who is totally into sweeping. So if you take the first letter of totally into sweeping, you get a word. It's an acronym. So you get a word. So close.
It is.
Yeah. So we have ones like we have ones like that. There is you can name yourself specifically, or you can have like the same team name, or for specific events. I had a series of unfortunate ends instead of a series of unfortunate events. So you can.
So it's basically like fantasy football, like when you name your fantasy.
It's very similar. It's very similar to that, where you pretty much have your own identity and you base yourself off of that. Some people use their names as part of it. So like one team's the skip's last name is Burns, so it's Freezer Burns. So it's kind of based on that.
Can we make up our name?
Or Wily Bastards. Wiley is the last name. So
you couldn't have a more European name like Into Your Gran.
Okay, that's bingo.
There it is. Something
Bingo.
Blue from Wayne. There it is.
Bingo.
I just said a collection of words.
Yeah.
It's your interpretation.
Exactly. This is the problem with you people. It's just words.
You people.
Whoa. It's getting charged up in here.
They're just they're just alphabet soup at this point. You don't even make real words anymore. It's just sounds.
Wow.
Mikey, back me up on this.
I'm just really trying to think of a really funny name if we started a curling team. I really wanted to go with something like with Bedrock, like or Barney Rubble and the Destroyers. Thought that was good. Not getting a lot of feedback, so I'm gonna assume that's not great. But I'm still we're still churning.
I'm just looking at that tumbleweed going past my window.
Yeah, the wind just gusted in my office. It's blew the blinds.
And a bell just tolled.
Wait, you guys have wind? That's incredible.
It's Chicago.
We have
wind.
all of the wind.
But them's the breaks.
We have nothing.
Wayne, we have nothing.
Nothing.
Wayne, you missed my joke
I'm
earlier.
dying here.
I told her she was broadcasting from Wile E. Coyote's desert.
Oh, Jesus.
There's several roadrunners.
It does look like that.
It's just a couple of cliffs. You know, you fucking.
All you need is just.
This
some
is what I'm living in right
dynamite.
now. I'm living in the desert. Melting. I'm sweating.
I don't know if you guys have any good names for our curling team.
Yep.
At Ben Podcast on Twitter. Winner gets a gold star. I guess. But we're at that time.
I think that's a good time to end it here, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna raid out. Thank you, YouTube people. Thank you, Twitch people. We love you guys.
Come back next week.
Yes, come back next week, and we will see you guys next time on this channel on Tuesday for the hot tag. So for Jartan, for Brenna, for Wayne, and me, Mikey Famine.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
But them's the breaks.
Got him.
No.